Hi guys, welcome to the stream. I'm almost ready, almost fall asleep, putting my daughter to bed again. Okay, I'm logging into the game on a test server, and as you can see today, I'll try to test Ice Elemental and Magic Airship. Gonna go with Magic Airship first, and then move on to Ice Elemental. I'll try to do it rather quickly today, and yeah. Okay, so I'll be caster. Okay, I'm in the game now, so I'm changing the screen so you can see the in-game. Okay, so we will be testing, as I said, Magic Airship and Ice Elemental weapons. Okay, so this is the Magic Airship, and the weapon is called Polaris. Okay, and what it does is basically it awakens Magic Airship deals damage equal to 150% of all attack to 3 random enemy units and decreases their unit damage by 20%. Yeah, that's quite nice. Okay, sadly this weapon focuses mainly on Magic Airship damage, which is rather a high VCHAP, which is rather low. Okay, but on top of that, it also provides with some utility. As you can see here, it decreases their unit damage by 20%, so that's nice. Increase Magic Airship attack speed by 10% and attack by 20. Okay, so that's an offensive stuff, which is rather useless for Magic Airship, but we'll see how it actually is. Increase Magic Airship unit damage by 20%, and every 20 seconds, Magic Airship increases its own unit damage by 20%. Oops, excuse me. Critical hit by 200 and critical hit damage by 20% for 8 seconds. It also grants a random friendly caster unit with a buff of half its attributes. Okay, so that's good. So basically half of that goes into a random caster unit, which will be mostly giants here or whatever you're using. Increases Magic Airship unit damage reduction by 20%, so that's actually quite useful because Magic Airship needs this damage reduction. When Magic Airship HP falls below 40% for the first time, the backup core is activated to recover HP equal to 50% of its own max HP while increasing unit damage reduction by 20% for 15 seconds. All Magic Airship units on the battlefield can only trigger this once for the whole battle. Okay, so that's another defensive stuff which is quite nice. And 6-star, when a friendly hero casts a spell, Magic Airship increases the unit damage reduction of friendly tower units by 1% and dodge by 10. Okay, dodge for tower units, okay, it's better than nothing, but tenacity will be much better. Removing 1 stack of the buff. Okay, so that's quite interesting as well. So it's good against all these Tazar teams and whatsoever. The buff from this skill can only be stacked up to 20 times and lasts for the whole battle. So only 20 times, yeah. So that was going to be a 20% damage reduction and 200 dodge. Yeah, so not bad. In theory, right? So the setup I'll be testing today will be similar to what you could see in the faction wars that are presented. So basically this is going to be a full tower team against a full castle team with mermaid, because I want a little bit more healing on that side for the fight to last a little bit longer. The things that I will be looking for during these tests, and I'll just quickly show you guys on the spreadsheet. Basically, I'll be looking at the damage, true damage, and the fight duration. Okay, so I want to see the difference when I upgrade the weapon. Obviously, it's gonna increase the damage of Magic Airship, which should be not that significant, but it might actually make the fight duration a little bit shorter. Okay, so this is what I'll be looking for, and same in Ice Elemental. Both of them are support units, so they won't be dealing a lot of damage. Okay, they'll be just there to support the team. So let's just quickly go. Let's see what kind of damage it does at a 0 weapon. Obviously, Naga's gonna finish that fight quite quickly, and the teams have no emblems whatsoever. So that's pretty much it. Okay, so yeah, it's not bad. I want the fight to last at least 1 minute. Yeah, so 143. So the fight lasted 77 seconds. So that's something I can compare. Okay, obviously Naga is OP currently. So Magic Airship damage, as you can see, it's even lower than Strong Gargoyle. Okay, at this point with no weapon and no emblems. Remember, these tests are done with no emblems. Okay, so let's just quickly get some numbers. Okay, so that's actually 20,508,743. And also, guys, just a quick notice: next week I will be doing these tests on different time. I'm gonna do them at 7:30 p.m. instead of 9:30 p.m. So they're gonna be a little bit earlier because I'm starting. I'm going back to college, and I can't stay late on Sundays because I get classes on Mondays. So yeah, it's going to be just a change for probably better, because that will allow me to actually test more stuff. Okay, so that's 3 million damage, and the fight duration was 77 seconds. Okay, let's get that weapon to level 100. Oops. Okay, maxed out, level 100. Let's see the increase in the damage thanks to all the basic stats and stuff. Shouldn't be much, but you never know, you never know. Some units increase of these stats is quite significant, like the 9-man units like a Pegasus, their damage went through the roof when I increased these stats. So obviously there is still some RNG in these fights. Okay, so the timer might be much shorter or much longer. Okay, as you can see, it's even longer. It took longer to kill all these units this time around. Yeah, 84 seconds, even though I increased the stats, because that is RNG. So that's why you need to keep that in mind. Okay, so a little bit more damage, mainly because the fight was longer. This is the reason why this damage went up. Okay, and the true damage was at 7 million, so basically double. But that's again, the reason for that is because the fight was longer, much longer. Yeah. Okay, so 84. So basically, the fight should have finished quicker because did you made your 6 at your account since you run Astral? Hey Gorax, what have I missed so far? You started testing the badass ship. Yes, FST, hello, welcome to the stream. I just started, basically that's just upgraded the weapon, so not that far in yet. And Ivicia, I didn't make my airship 6-star as I want to test it before, and I don't find these all that so amazing. Okay, it requires quite a bit of investment at 1000 void mithrils. I don't have that on my main account. I'm trying to minimize spending as much as possible, only buying like the necessary stuff. Hi Adrian. Okay, so I don't have that yet. I want to see what kind of a difference does it make, because at the moment my Astral is quite strong, and I don't think I need to invest into him anymore. He can kick everyone's ass on my server. So yeah, pretty much it. Okay, this is what I want to see. This investment is actually gonna provide me with anything that I need, because I don't need to make my Astral stronger. I would prefer to focus on my second team to make it viable. Okay, so we awaken the weapon. It is going to increase the damage Yes, same here. Still, I'm super curious to see how the sixth weapon performs on in a safe, spam-free environment like the test server. Yeah. So okay, so basically that. Okay, so it increases the damage. Actually, I have to read that again. Let's just speed it up, see the stats, and then I'm gonna read the description again because I forgot to read back and see that the tank has died a little bit faster this time around, but the fight is even longer. I hope the Iceland weapon will be a great support. I'm using it for bosses, Tedwick Death, and bosses. Yeah, weapon for this. Yeah, so the fight was even longer than previously, uh, but only 5 seconds, and the damage, normal damage, went up by 19 million. Okay, so that is a significant boost in damage. Let's see the true damage. This is what really matters. So 10 million, so that is an increase of almost 25% just from awakening. So that sounds okay. However, the duration of the fight did not decrease because, as I said previously, there's a lot of RNG when it comes to all of these fights. And yes, a weapon for the support looks up. Oh, exactly. If you have a support unit, you want more utility from that unit. This unit will never out damage any units. Okay, well, it will never be a top tier damage dealer, at least with what we have here. So by awakening it, I awaken it, and Magic Airship deals damage equal to 150% of own attack to 3 random enemy units. Okay, so that's nice. And decreases the unit damage by 20%. So that provides a utility, which means our front line is safer. Yeah. Well, currently is at 20%. Also, you're looking for that ratio, right, Vicia? Okay, so let's get it to 1 star. So increase Magic Airship attack speed by 10 and attack by 20. So that's another damage increase, which is what it's not what I'm looking in a support unit, but provides a little bit more damage. But still, the most important damage dealer in Astral Team is Naga, and you could see that in the faction wars when Naga won alone against a castle formation. When everything was down, Naga carried, and that's the DPS unit. And here I'm looking for more utility, and that damage reduction on awakening of the weapon sounds alright, as well as the 6 star where it actually removes debuffs. So there's not going to be any new animations as far as I know. Okay, what we're looking for is the timing and the damage increase. Okay, so the fight is still at around the same time, 87 seconds, so dropped 1 second. Okay, but still, again, it's RNG, but we're looking for the damage. So the fight lasted 1 second longer, and we've done 3 million damage less. Let's see the true damage. 9 million, so 1 million less. Okay, so as you can see, this increase is not really that big. Okay, we did less damage now because the fight lasted 1 second less, but the numbers are very similar. Okay, so that's the thing. It's 1 second and the number is still similar. This is why I'm not convinced about that weapon, and I will eventually probably replace Magic Airship when Sisters get released or something, because I'll try to keep Seer in my main formation as long as possible. Maybe it will be better without Seer and put in Magic Airship, but I don't know that at the moment, so I don't want to spend resources, because Void Mithril is quite hard to get, even for players like me who can actually buy stuff, but I don't want to spend money on something that I won't be using and it doesn't provide me with a great benefit. So increase Magic Airship unit damage by 20%. Let's go with that. Okay, so 20% unit damage increase, which again, all these unit damage increases attack speed and stab. They are not actually providing any unit with a huge damage boost. It's usually something else. And this is why I'm really not convinced about that weapon. It's too much of an investment, but maybe I'll be wrong. Okay, so no special skills awaken again, just basically a damage increase, which is so low it doesn't even really change the fight duration. As you can see, it's very similar all the time, and it's 82 seconds, so that's 5 seconds down, which is quite nice. Okay, and now it's interesting. So it's 5 seconds less, okay, and the damage is very similar to 88 seconds duration. So that actually shows you that the damage boost was quite significant in this round. And true damage 15 million. Okay, so that is actually nice. And he is becoming a third damage dealer. Well, I think he was actually. The Magic Airship was already a third damage dealer, but still only 6% of all the damage done. Okay, so it's not a significant amount. Yep, almost 30%. This actually that level was a big boost. Okay, so a 2-star weapon increases the Magic Airship damage quite a lot, but again, Magic Airship is not about the damage, it's about the utility it provides. So while it's good, okay, it's doing more damage, it's not why I'm looking in the unit, but obviously a test is a test, so we need to go and see all of that. At 3 stars, every 20 seconds, Magic Airship increases its own unit damage by 20%, crit hit and crit hit damage. It also grants a random friendly caster unit with a buff of half its attributes. Okay, so that is interesting. Let's see how big of utility boost it is, and also a damage dealing boost, because this provides another utility. It's gonna buff one of these 3 units. In this scenario, we don't want to buff that unit, obviously. It won't give us anything, but these 2, and if you're playing a proper Astral team with Judy, you got Judy here, so buffing Judy is also nice. Obviously, there is no skill description, which means there will be no extra animation, and there won't be any pop-up here. Yeah, because the skill has no name, so it just basically happens every 20 seconds, so we won't be able to see it, so we might as well just spit it. Okay, so the fight was even longer with all that. A much longer fight, guys. 97 seconds, okay? So I'm just gonna copy that, and I'm gonna change the seed a little bit to see what's the difference. Okay, so the damage won't tell us anything, because obviously... Oh yes, Renevis, I'll show that. Yes, good point. 555, 732. See, whenever I'm testing these weapons, I always forget about the skins. And 15 million, yeah, so the damage went down. As you can see, that's 15 seconds up, and we lost quite a lot through damage. Okay, true damage is the same as previously, 2 stars. Okay, but I'll change the seed and we'll see a different result. But before I do that, that is right. Let's check this. The skin. Where is that? Okay, so the skin is quite good. Awakening it just for the skin, it's worth it. Look at that. That's the difference. Yeah, it's all shiny and glowing. Okay, so before I upgrade that weapon any further, let's go and change the seed a little bit, so we'll have a different result here. Okay, and obviously if you want to do a proper test, you should be doing like changing the seed 10 times and get the average of it, but that will take too much time on live server on live stream. Okay, so as you can see, that looks quite nice here. Okay, let's speed it up. Let's see how much of a difference it actually makes. They change the seed. Okay, so very similar result. 85 seconds. Okay, but we can compare that 85 seconds to 82 seconds previously. Yeah, so with that change we got 59 million. Okay, so I'm gonna change that. Actually, I'm quite happy about that result. Yeah, so 59 294 304. Okay, 85 seconds. So see, changing anything in a fight will change the result. Keep that in mind, guys. And 16 million. But what's interesting is Archmage actually did more damage than Magic Airship this time around. Maybe because Archmage got this buff from the Magic Airship, and this is what Bob could have actually put him here instead of Magic Airship. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Let's go to 4-star now. As you can see, still these numbers, it's not making Magic Airship a great damage dealer. Okay, so it increases Magic Airship unit damage reduction. This is gonna change seed again. Obviously there's no extra damage, but as you know, whenever we upgrade weapon, something changes, so it's worth actually running that and seeing the difference. So even longer, this fight was even longer with all that additions. Okay, so that's the longest fight so far, 102 seconds. So obviously the damage will be higher, but it's not gonna tell us anything, and I'm gonna break the seed again to see a different result so we can compare. Let's see the true damage. Okay, so even less true damage than previously. So that's again RNG. Okay, it's nothing we can do against that. Every fight will be different. It's not like we can have the same seed over and over with while upgrading everything. So yeah, let's do the thing that I've done previously. We're gonna break the seed, which gonna yield with a different result. So I'm gonna manually cast a skill. As you can see, that's a better fight for of a tower. Okay, so 50 million. Okay, that's 4 seconds less, and the damage went down compared to previous because obviously the fight is shorter. And when we go to the true damage, okay, true damage went down as well, quite a lot. Okay, let's go with 5 stars. So as you can see, nothing impressive so far. It's not what I'm looking. I'm not sure about you guys, but this is not what I'm looking in that unit. Okay, and spending so much void mithril does not cover that for me. Okay, so at 5 star, when Magic Airship HP falls below 40% for the first time, the backup core is activated to recover HP equal to 50% of its own max HP while increasing unit damage reduction by 20. So defensive stun. Okay, so that's good. For 50 seconds, all Magic Airship units can trigger that once per battle. So basically a sustainability, okay, survival skill. So helps survive all these red dragons, etc. Evil sorcerers, and etc. Okay, so that's a good skill to have. And it's not gonna show during that test, obviously, because these units don't actually do that much damage. As you can see, the HP of Magic Airship is quite high because we have Genie here healing as well. So can't see that really. Okay, our Paladin was just staying alive for so long. Okay, so the fight was still 118 seconds. So again, very similar result to a previous fight. Let's just change the seed again. Fiesti, I could. The shiny chest where events are. I'll have to see that. Adrian, give me a second. Obviously, if it's something I can't spoil, I won't be able to show you that, Adrian. And yes, we're gonna check that against Dragon Mutare team in a second. Yeah, let's finish this up and do the battle then. Okay, so 82 seconds, very similar result as well. Like, also see how the stacks from the finals to influence the fight. So we got 44, so not impressive damage again. Mage is out damaging the Magic Airship at the moment. True damage is rather lower. 397. Just wondering if I had something you don't want to know. Okay, let me see that. Hold on, let me just transition quickly so you can see what I've done so far, and I'll see what is side top. Hold on, what is the shining chest? Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, this is something that I can't really spoil at the moment. This is a new kind of event. Yes, I agree, Jojimbo. This is why these tests will basically just show you if there's anything significant changing within the unit, but so far, no, not really, okay? Obviously, it boosts the survival and the damage of the unit, but the damage increase is really low, okay? You're not looking at the damage increase in that unit. All that didn't really increase the damage output. Well, it actually did. Let's be honest. By maxing up the weapon, you double the damage, okay? You double the damage of the unit. Well, actually, you can even triple it, but the damage portion is low. Okay, the damage of Magic Airship is really low. Now we got it at to 6 star, and this is where this weapon actually shines. Okay, but it's quite expensive to get there. So when a friendly hero casts a spell, Magic Airship increases the unit damage reduction of friendly tower units by 1% and dodge by 10 while removing 1 stack of debuff. The buffs from this skill can only be stacked up to 20 times. So your team is tankier, okay? And this is another thing, that's why the other thing why I'm not investing in the weapon yet, as my team currently, my Astral is really undefeated. The way I run my Astral is, I don't need that. Okay, my tanks don't die against, if I'm fighting against the people on my server. Okay, cross server it's a little bit different, but this is why this investment is not the greatest for me. Okay, and again, nothing to see here really. We won't be able to see that stat here obviously, because the units, all these units, they won't suffer any damage from that team. So I'm gonna put this team against a proper team. Okay, so 86 seconds. So that was longer. I'm gonna put that team now with Magic Airship. Against Dragon Mutara. We're gonna see how long Magic Airship can survive. Okay, because Red Drake and 4, 6. Because Magic Airship can do a lot. Should have problems surviving this team. Okay. Actually, what I'm gonna do is. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna try and see how this skill works. So I'm gonna make sure Dragon Mutare will have access to the backline. Okay, so yeah, let's put Dragon Mutare. It will be able to see how much damage it has. Yeah, I agree, Adrian. See, I just didn't have time to prepare like a good setup with everything. So let's run. Let's give Evil Sorceress access to the backline so she can which can do some damage. Okay, let's see how it plays out. So if Evil Sorceress has access to the backline, there's no much the weapon can do for Magic Airship, obviously. Okay, now I'm gonna add... Still dies quite fast. Now I'm gonna add Judy to make this team stronger. Yeah, this is the thing. See, it increased his... Remember, all these units have 0 emblems, yeah? Makes sure gesture at the Evil Sorceress. So let's see with Judy. Okay, so obviously the shield is popped. Still, just dies, okay? Yeah, we will show to the palette. Yes, we'll do that. We'll slowly add the units and see what unit makes the biggest difference. As you can see, if Evil Sorceress has access, there's nothing that's gonna keep this unit alive. Okay, it's just nothing. Okay, so let's do a proper astral now. Yeah, let's run it that way. Obviously, it's still missing a few things, but I'm not gonna put Seer here because that is actually not the greatest Dragon Turret team as well. I'm not used to astral losing, to be honest. Yeah, so if there is access to the back line, okay, this time around just basically Naga is killing everything. But as you can see, Magic Airship is the only one that died. And the damage portion of Magic Airship is... Let's look at that, 24 seconds of a fight and he's done 7,000 damage. Yeah, okay, let's block the access, okay, that will make Magic Airship survive a little bit longer, and let's put a proper Dragon Mutara with Holy Trinity as well. Obviously, I could do something else, but Holy Trinity should do the trick here. Okay, so no access to the backline, so I believe now Red Dragon and Evil Sorceress should not be able to kill him, but let's see. Especially with Junior around and all these still low, but alive. That's what matters. Okay, let's put Harpy in then. So he survived the whole fight and he's done almost same damage as Paladin and Dragon Golem, which is 1% of the total team damage. Okay, so that's why I'm not convinced about that weapon. And to be honest, if you have money to spend on a weapon, sure, go for it. But if you're saving money, if you're trying to save money and save the resources just like I do, I'll probably not even invest. I'll awaken the weapon because it does reduce the damage of the enemy units and also gives me this cool skin, so I'll do that, no problem, but I won't go any further. 6-star is what you need to make it really cool. Well, it did change an outcome. As you can see, adding Harpy instead of Scorpicore made that Dragon Mutara win the fight. So I'm saving Void for any other unit really. I'm hoping for Paladin weapon next because Castle has like no good weapons, but still 3%. Okay, I'm not sure about Tilwyn. I think people are actually not really happy about the weapon. Okay, so guys, this is it. This is the Magic Airship, and my conclusion is uh, the utility that it brings is quite good if you are still struggling with your unit surviving. However, in my case, I'm not. Okay, I'm doing great. I don't need to upgrade that weapon. That weapon will not bring me anything that I really need. The resources that I will spend will be spent better on another unit, and yes, as Ivica said, it will save me quite a lot of money. So I'm not getting that weapon. I will awaken it. Okay, this is worth it. This basically doubles the damage. Okay, and this doubles the damage and brings a good utility. Okay, this 1 star is worth it. The other one 6 star. If your fights are longer than 30 seconds on live server, getting that weapon to 6 star makes sense. But if your fights are short, just like mine, my fights take 20 seconds tops. It's not really worth it for me. Okay, so before we move to ice elemental test, let's go with the first quiz. Yeah, we can good for the skip. Okay, so guys, focus. In the next 5 seconds, a question is gonna pop on your screen. Who two first people to answer will win 500 diamonds. So let's focus, stop chatting, and get ready to answer quickly. Obviously, you only need to answer A, B, C, or D. Okay, guys. So the first question is gonna pop on the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I believe that was quite easy. The correct answer is 4. Obviously, I'm looking for answer A, B, C, D. However, I will accept answer 4 because it's still correct answer. Yeah, so the first two guys on my chat, you can probably see that on your screen because we're going with what I can see is Ivica and it's Fiesti. Congratulations, guys. I got your info, so you don't need to give it to me. However, I'm seeing 2 new that's fine, Fiesta. It's acceptable. I see 3 new faces. Okay. There will be another chance for you guys to win. However, in the meantime, because I'm also doing Wednesday quizzes, guys, and there's a chance to win it. Win 500 diamonds as well. Okay, one lucky guy, and today, this week it was Gurabe won it. So basically, if I see a new face on the chat, what I'll need is I'll need the user info from you guys and the Jojimbo, try to restart it. I've got it at ultra low setting, so basically you should have the what I'm saying, you should have it straight after. Yeah, so Reneves, Kozatsky, and Regial, can I get your ID and server you're playing on? So if you take part into my Wednesday quizzes, I'll be able to send you the reward as soon as possible. And I'm just quickly gonna add the guys' names to the winners list so I can send it as possible as well. So who I have? So whose one was Fiesti and Ivica. So Fiesti, I got your ID and I got all your info. So that's good. Just to confirm, Fiesti, you're playing on EU72 server, and Ivica, you're playing on EU48 server. Is that correct? Yes, as you can see, you have 3 hours on that boss. Lucky us. So we will test it, and basically this is the team I'm running on live, and I'm gonna run it here. I don't like melee ball. Well, I like it, but I don't have units for melee ball, so I'm not running it. And I'm looking here for. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so this is the setup that I'm running myself. Yeah, ice elemental weapon looks really bad for me. It doesn't provide what I will be looking for. Let me just use island, just use one offensive or one archer, not both impure boss, because they might kill it. Okay, you mean guild bosses. Let's see, I could see the problem with a test server is all that stuff is really... I wonder if it's actually reset. Okay, no, we are chapter 2. Yes, if you check, this is what I was looking to see. When it comes to support weapons, I'm looking for buffs, debuffs, and stuff like that. I'm looking for damage. Okay, so as you can see, I'm on that chapter. So on guild bosses, I'll run a different setup. Okay, I'll only run. Okay, this is me trying. There should be really a button undeploy all. That would be cool. So I'll be looking here for output one time, which will be this is what we'll test. Okay, so that will be nightmare, and we'll test it with just marksman. Yeah, I'm gonna put just ice elemental. Where is just ice elemental? It's actually yeah. So this is what we'll test. Okay. Yes, Revi's weapon is great, and it also boosts his damage tremendously, and that's a good weapon. Okay, if I were to choose between Revi of Magic Airship, I'll go for Revi. There's no questions asked. This is a much better weapon. Okay, so before we change that formation, obviously I didn't change the screen so you guys don't see what I'll be doing. Okay, so once again, yeah, exactly, I just noticed that. So this is the formation we'll be checking against Dragon Invasion. Sadly, there's not even a level of the dragon, as you can see. So I don't know what level of dragon is. And over here in a guild bosses, I just checked them. We'll go here. This is the formation I'll be running on the guild bosses. Yeah, just 3 units basically. ISL, Marksman, and Nightmare. So I believe I'll be able to kill the boss if I add anything else, because these bosses are quite low. Okay, so let's read the description of the weapon. Let's see what it does. I just briefly looked at it, but I'm not convinced. So it's going to be a new skill when we awaken it. It's going to be called Frozen Fracture, and it strikes the enemy down with extreme cold, dealing damage to the target unit equal to 200% of own attack, inflicting freeze for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 20, pre-cooldown is 11 seconds. That's interesting. Okay, so damage increase and freeze. Increases ice elemental's unit damage. Damage increase. Ice shield provides an ice shield for a random friendly front row unit When this unit is attacked, it inflicts slow for 3 seconds. I should last for 10 seconds. Cooldown is 15. The skill is cast at the start of the battle. So yeah, this is good utility. It provides with an extra slow. Okay, so your tank is actually is also providing slow. So good utility. Okay, not bad. So as you can see, description is missing. It should be increases. Ice elemental critical hit, so damage increase. When the target unit is inflicted with freeze, this effect is doubled when casting Frozen Fracture. The target unit is affected by Stone Elemental's exclusive 3-star unit damage reduction debuff. Additionally, it decreases the target unit magic resistance by 50%. This is bad. This magic resistance by 50% is really bad. However, it tells us there will be a Stone Elemental's exclusive weapon released at some point. Obviously, every unit will get it. So yeah, we get a hint that this is going to work together. But this skill, boosting damage and then reducing enemies' magic resistance, which is like the worst thing that you can do. Okay, but increases ice elemental unit damage reduction by 25%. So in PvP that might be useful. In PvE not really, although might save you. Yep. Ice Elemental is immune to damage caused by water type spells, so good against Cassamble's ultimate, and that's pretty much it. And obviously other, yeah, pretty much it. So not the greatest, I will say bad, yeah, because it's only spells, it's not damage. So at 6-star Ice Elemental exclusive Elemental Resonance. When Ice Elemental, okay, this description is just, oh my god, guys, look, 6-star Ice Elemental exclusive. this top should not be here. Okay, this top should disappear and it should just be Elemental Resonance. When Ice Elemental is on the battlefield, increase the magic resistance of all friendly conflict wings by 50%. That is, it's something, but it's not, it's meh, yeah. And tenacity by 300. Okay, so that's good. This is quite good. After Frozen Fracture is cast, it increases the magic resistance of conflict units by an additional 50% and unit damage reduction by 25. Okay, so this buff is quite good. So if you're like 100% magic resistance, but it doesn't work like that. Yeah, this effect lasts for the whole battle. It cannot be stacked, so it's once. So these two buffs are actually quite good. So if you're running conflux and somehow you got space for Ice Elemental, it's going to bring quite a bit of utility into your team, and this is what we're gonna test. Okay, so it's a utility unit, so let's make a formation. As someone mentioned, it's good to test a utility unit when the team is actually losing. So we're gonna put Chella, hero that no many play. There are still a couple dedicated players who play her. Gonna build a team that will lose. But won't lose so easily. So we got that. Okay, so this is what I want to test. And can you guys tell me what would you like me to test it against? A team that will lose. Okay, so what would be the best team to test against? Will it be Dragon Mutare? But I'm afraid with Dragon Mutare this fight will be too quick. Let's just see it. Whoa, someone's HP just dropped quite a lot. Yeah, that fight was too quick. I can't have a fight last that quick because it would be very hard. Yeah, let's try with Astral. But then there won't be any AoE to check that survival. Maybe if we go with Rampart and we put Green Drake here. Sandro is actually a good choice because we'll test the spell damage. Yeah. Let's try Sandro. I like Okay, I used to main Sandro. Okay, I like Necro units. Well, I haven't played them in a while yet. So against Sandro, we'll be able to test the spell damage. Yeah, but I'm not gonna put that unit. If I put that unit, the game is over. Okay, so we got. Let's put that. Let's put that. And are we having Judicator here? Yeah, Judy is here. Let's put Judy. Yeah, okay, so that looks quite good. Let's see. What I'm hoping for is the fight is gonna last at least a minute, because from that on we can go. So I actually want to watch that fight. Have I played Watermelon? No, I have not played that game. Okay, so actually Sandro is losing against that. The fight only lasts 39 seconds. So yeah, Ice Elemental Psychic. So maybe we need to add some more beefness to that Sandro team. Obviously the damage is Cassambel but weaker. So Cassambel, let's try Cassambel. If I hit an extra money, I would love to. I love to play Cove, but I just can't afford to switch the Cove. Cost me too much to actually switch the Cove. Actually, that unit is quite a good addition. Yeah, if I add Seer, that would be too quick, but let's just do it. I want to see that. Maybe then we can go from here on. Yeah, so basically, very good. Holy Trinity. Cassambel, so Cassambel should win. Okay, I just don't want her to win too fast. Yeah, I could put Shark instead of Syria. That's true. Okay, so that was too quick. Yeah, let's change. Let's put Shark and. Okay, so Cassambel, Shark. I can even put that Elemental. Elemental is doing quite good damage. Still too much damage. If I add Paladin, it will sort the issue, I believe. Yeah, let's add Paladin here, so we got stronger tank than this Leprechaun. And as I mentioned on the beginning of the stream, no man, oh look at that, Ice Elemental damage is down, okay? Yeah. Okay, yeah, just noticed that. So as I mentioned on the beginning of the stream, guys, next stream will be earlier. I'll start streaming at 7:30 p.m. Okay, let's do that. Huh. Okay. That tells you how big of a difference positioning on units actually make. So let's try putting back. Yeah, let's put Sear back on. Should have domain. Maybe I just take off the domain. That was interesting. But now Sear kills. Now Sear kills is our and okay, let's just take the domain. Okay, see, this is why testing things is so not easy. Still dies too fast. Yeah, so we can. Okay, I think that will sort of solve it. I think Sear is doing my KOE. Oh, let's do that. So Sear and here. Okay, let's try again. So no domain though. Let's make that fight last. Okay, so yeah, that sorted it. But still, they win. Okay, let's go with it, guys. Okay, Alpha Leprechaun. Okay, I'm good. I'm doing that eventually. Let's see. we'll find the best solution soon-ish. The way that Leprechaun is like Iron Fist, basically. Looking unit. Oh, he's holding his own. Okay, so they lost. Good. And Ice LS survived quite a lot. 20 seconds, so still a little bit too much damage on that side, but but if we take Sear off, the fight is just gonna finish so quickly. I have noticed today that if Dragon Archer has nothing in front, the battle changes and Cassis loses in the theoretical part. This is basically what's happening with Green Dragon as well. If you put that line up here and Ragnar Archer has no one here, it's going to be very bad, yeah. And if you have same situation with Green Dragon, it's going to be similar. Okay, they need to. But this is what we want. We want actually this unit to die, and so we can see the survival of it. We want something to hit the backline. Yeah, so it dies at 20 seconds. That dies too early. Oh, look at that fight. Okay, I like that. The fight was very close. Although they died quite early, the fight was super close. This is great. Maybe if we switch that. obviously the fight will be different now. Let's see that. But this is so far so good. This is what I want to check. I want them to survive a little bit longer than 15 seconds. Okay, so the shield disappears, the tidal wave is, and it's gonna hit. Okay, so now they survive longer. That's good. And the fight is super close. Perfect. Yep, perfect. Well done, Ivicia. Teamwork. Yeah, okay, let's go. This is what we want. This scenario looks perfect to test. So, again, let's just quickly level up the weapon to the max level. Just open that tab here. Okay. Oops, level up. So, increase in stats, basically some attack, some HP. Yeah, as you can see, it takes like 20-30 minutes to come up with good setup, and I wish I had more time on my hands to actually do this stuff, so I would save the time on the stream. But this is why next week I'm gonna stream a little bit earlier, well, 2 hours earlier, so that will give us more time, and we don't need to stay till until midnight to actually test stuff. Oh no, I leveled up the weapon. I forgot to actually do the damage chart from the zero weapon. Anyway, it's too late now, so yeah. I was too excited. But this is what we're gonna get. Okay, so we're gonna start with a 100 level weapon. You can see the difference still. Anyway, did you have time to try Dragon to the DC clone thing? No, not really, Vicia. If you could PM direct message me on Discord and just remind me what to do and how to set up units and stuff, and I can do it on the test server, not even on the next test. Okay, so the damage done is 24,186. 041. True damage is 5,047,2,167. So, as we can see, even just with leveled up weapon. Okay, that's the difference. Yeah, now I understand. 17 seconds of magic elemental. So the fight duration was 62 seconds. Okay, so 7% damage, basically same damage as Judicator, so it's not doing the worst damage. Okay, it's doing better. It's doing better compared to the Magic Airship. The percentage of total team damage, obviously the reason for that is Naga and Giant are just killing machines right now. So let's awaken an extra attack. So this will be casted, so we can see it in game. Okay, so let's watch for the animation of that skill. So every skill that requires an animation makes the unit deal less auto attacks, so the damage is actually lost. Elemental defense, frozen fracture. Okay, so that was that skill. So it freezes the targets. Should have done that. Okay, so they're still alive. It's really hard to see all that with all this freeze here. So that's a freeze wall. Okay, yeah. Elemental defense. So the frozen fracture should happen very soon. They are still alive. Frozen fracture. Okay, I don't see anyone frozen really. Okay, let's see the stats after the fight. Okay, so the fight duration was a little bit longer, 65 seconds. The damage went up only by 2 million, so again, nothing significant. Still doing about 7% of the team damage. Magic Elemental survived a little longer. So that's because obviously this is another thing that we need to look into consideration. So she is freezing units now, so this is why magic elemental survived a little longer, because the units were frozen. It didn't kill him so quick. True damage went down. Okay, let's get it to Adrian, you're let's do that. Okay, dragon invasion. Okay, I forgot to do that. So many things that I need to do when I test this ice elemental. Okay, so let's do that, and obviously I'll have to close the game. So let me just prepare it. We just prepared the window to close the game. Obviously, if I cap the damage, oh, I can't even start it. Yeah, I can't test it against the dragon. I can't even start the fight, as you can see. Let's do the guild boss. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test the guild boss now, and I'll test it at 6 star. So let's go for Revi. Oh, give me the box, give me the box. Okay, so as you can see, Sven capped it. So this is what we got, this is what I'm gonna do. And obviously I'm not gonna cast any spells, because the spell positioning is also important. There's a final damage is 85 million. Well, 85.99. So we can do it 2 more times. So let's do it on different thresholds. So let's decide on what thresholds we're gonna do it at. So we got that rank 1. Okay, so just awaken it. So we're gonna test it at 3 star, which is midway through, and at 6 star. Okay, this is where we'll test the damage on the dragon, on the guild boss. Okay, let's go with 1 star. Okay, so increase ice elemental's unit damage by 20%. So again, a support unit with an increased damage on the weapon, which makes it rather. Let's go with it. Okay, so 62 seconds. So we're back to square one. Still about 7% total damage of the team. Similar damage done compared to previous. So as you can see, this damage increase is really minimum. Just a little bit, 600,000 extra true damage. So again, just minimum. So not a great increase, okay? And yeah, let's just wait with the conclusion. This one I can't press. Okay, so that's a 1 star weapon. Now we're gonna go with a 2 star weapon. So another skill, Ice Shield, and it provides an Ice Shield for a random friendly front row unit. So we got 4 in our case. This unit is attacking moving slow for 3 seconds. I should last for 10 seconds. Okay, so that's a good utility in my opinion. It provides slow on a tank unit. So whenever your unit is getting hit, it provides slow. Sounds good. Let's see if it actually makes an impact on the fight. Obviously the RNG will not allow us to check it completely, but let's see. Okay, so it was cast at the beginning of the fight, obviously on one of the front row units. And let's see if it casts again at what time. Okay, so Leprechaun is down. Psychic Elemental is revived. A front row, which means it's defensive units in this scenario. If you obviously run with no tanks, the ice shield should go on the first range unit. So if all the tanks die, the shield should in theory be cast on one of them. So maybe we'll be able to see that if it survives a little bit longer. Ah, come on, a little bit longer. Okay, so the fight was 64 seconds. 26 million. 703. And true damage at 4 million. So very similar result. However, the Magic Elemental survived 56 seconds compared to 54 last time. So 2 seconds extra survival, I believe. So it's not bad. Okay, Magic Elemental died faster than previously, so it didn't save him. Interesting stuff I saw. Phoenix got killed and instead of reviving Bastille did weapon attack. I see. Interesting things happen. Okay, so let's move on. That is going to be a 3-star weapon now. So it increases Ice Elemental crit hit by 200, and when target unit is phrase, this effect is doubled to 400 when it's freeze. When there's a free. When casting Frozen Fracture, the target is okay. So this is something we won't be able to actually check, yeah, because Earth Elemental exclusive is not released yet. Well, maybe it will be released soon, because Conflux need all the buffs. Okay, no, they really need solid buff. And even Psychic Elemental weapon is did not bring this team back. Okay, don't get me wrong, Psychic Elemental weapon is great. It increased Psychic Elemental's damage by a lot, but as you can see, even in this fight, Psychic Elemental just dies quite quickly. Although this time round, Psychic is staying alive, and that's Leprechaun that's gonna die first. Everything's falling, and there goes Ice Demon bursting everything down. Ice Elemental barely surviving, so it survived much longer than previously. Yeah, 60 seconds, that's good. The fight was 65 seconds. And damage of Ice Elemental went down, so he survived longer, but he's done less damage. Might be the reason for that might be actually some units died earlier. This is why tracking all this damage is just basically for the keepsake of me. Yeah, obviously we should be tracking the fight duration, and so far it's between 62 to 65 seconds, and we upgraded our weapon to 3 stars already. Okay, so true damage still similar, so all that stats are not okay. So it's another thing, another unit, support unit with damage increase on its weapon, and it's not the greatest. Okay, let's do the boss again. So it's another try on the boss. Yeah, so it's a 3-star weapon. Oh no, you got to be kidding me, the boss just disappeared. Okay, anyway, obviously this is going to be a little different, and it's gonna disappear again because that's the bug with this test server. See, this is why it's so hard to test PvE stuff, guys, because things like that happen. Things just disappear. So 92 million, okay, so yeah, if we say they had same defense stats between these bosses, that's a 7 million damage increase, which is like 10%. So you got 10% increase, okay, but obviously it's it'll be hard to actually get a conclusion on that because I don't know the stats between Revi, Industrial, and Ice Elemental. Sorry, Sea Elemental. Right, let's move on to Silent Snow Spirit, 4-star weapon, which gives a unit damage reduction. So hopefully this will help her. Apologies, because in Polish language we actually would call it as him. Okay, Ice Elemental has a pronoun, a male pronoun instead of female. So yeah, let's try it. 25 damage reduction increase, which should let Ice Elemental stay for the whole fight duration, as she was very close to staying alive previously, as we could see. So okay, same stuff happening on the bottom. Ice Elemental HP is quite good. Psychic Elemental dying at around the same time. Okay, Ice Shield. Oh, more HP than previously, as you can see. Yes, Reneves, I'm Polish. I live in UK currently. So yeah, I could see. Okay, so she survived a little bit less, 59 seconds. However, the HP at where she is about to die was a little bit higher. So yeah, this buff works, but it's not significant again. However, she's done a little bit more damage. And then we go with true damage. She's done 4.8. So again, we're quite high when the weapon stars are concerned, and damage increase, which is what this weapon actually does at the moment, is really low, and the survival is really low as well. Okay, but remember, this is a one scenario we're testing. Obviously, if you are using Ice Elemental in PE, well, in your PvP team, it might be a little bit different. It all depends on who you are playing against. Okay, so Ice Elemental is immune to damage caused by water spell. Okay, so Cassamble's water damage, and this is a good point. Someone brought to use Cassamble. It's actually cool. We're gonna check that. Cassandra was a good choice as well, right? The fight was just too one-sided, and Sandro doesn't have water spells, while Cassamble has obviously her ultimate. So we will be able to see they are actually, the ice elementals are actually immune to the water damage. Let's slow it down. Let's wait for Cassamble's ultimate. Okay, here it comes. Obviously, it said immune, but I think that was Judicator's shield, so let's wait for another one. Ooh, died so much faster. So the seed has changed. Look at that. The seed has changed tremendously. The fight is actually lost. That's an interesting thing. And I have no explanation for that. What are your thoughts, guys? What happened here? Is it because the fights were so close that actually the seed just went crazy and let's... The fight was 45 seconds. So what I need to do is... that is RNG for you guys. See, we do these tests and then stuff like that happens and I have no explanation. So let's see at the survival rates. Okay, so 20 seconds for Magic Elemental, which is between that and that. Okay, maybe the death of Angel. Maybe Angel died too quick. I can't remember what time. Yeah, I think it's because the Angel has died too quick. Because usually it's a Leprechaun who dies first. I want to see that again. That is interesting. Maybe because she's immune. Also, all the spells are cast on a different unit, as you can see. Maybe the... Yeah, and Angel dies before anything else, so that's what happens. The RNG just goes... Well, the RNG just go crazy. Maybe the AI goes something like, if a unit is immune to a different type of spell, it just avoids that unit. So Cassandra will cast her even Water Arrow. It doesn't cast it on Ice Elemental, it casts it on Angel, and that makes Angel dies faster. Yeah, so we know, don't do that. Don't get 5-star weapon, guys. Let's go. Yeah, exactly. This is okay. So this is what happens. Angel dies before Leprechaun. So now I need to do some boring stuff. Get that. Hope I have them somewhere. Okay, let's locate weapon boxes. There we are. We're testing our key. Okay, so so don't make her immune to water, otherwise you're gonna lose against Cassandra. Yep. So at 6-star, Elemental Resonance. When Ice Elemental is on the battlefield, increases the magic resistance of all friendly conflict units by 50% and tenacity by 300. This is the most important thing. After Frozen Fracture is cast, increases the magic resistance of conflict units by an additional 50% and unit damage reduction by 25. Okay, so this is good. This is great support when you're actually using Ice Elemental in your conflict formation. I'm not sure how many use, but maybe this will be a good support unit to add into your formation. Obviously, you probably want to run it with Darkness Embrace emblems, because she's not a damage dealer. Axoa on her wouldn't cut it, okay? Or maybe it would, I don't know. So let's see that. Elemental happened. So Angel is alive and doing good so far. It's Earth Elemental that... No, it's Leprechaun. Okay, so everything is back to how it was. Psychic dies in 18 seconds, so yeah. Everything is back to where it was. Something crazy just happened with the seed. But it is a single-sided win this time around. Look at that, even Leprechaun is still alive, barely. Okay, it just dies now. So a 6-star seems like a huge boost for conflicts units. The tenacity and the damage reduction boost is quite good. Yeah, obviously this is the problem with all of the offensive units at the moment. This is why Wyvern is so weak. Even Hydra dies too quick. Is just because they get into all these burst AoE damage. Yeah, 6-star great, 5-star avoid. Go for 6-star straight after. Okay, so again the damage portion of this unit is low. Okay, it's 9%, so it finally outdamaged Judy. Okay, but it's really low. You're not investing into this weapon for the damage, you're investing for the utility, and it changed. Okay, the fight was actually, so this is a huge, guys. The fight usually was between 62 to 66 seconds, right? With 6-star weapon, the fight has finished at 41 seconds. This is huge. Okay, that's 20 seconds difference. And on top of that, I just noticed that Ice Elemental's done the same damage as he's done in a 60-second fight. Yeah, this is for Ice Elemental. So that is a huge boost. It did see that the description of this 6-star skill, it didn't boost any damage on the Ice Elemental, but because the units performed so well, he did a lot. Yeah, so Angel died quick, 7 seconds. So maybe again RNG just went crazy. Okay, but the true damage is very similar to the previous fight. So yeah. So the previous game was one-sided and that one was one-sided as well. So this is why it's so hard to do these tests. Yes, that is true, Adrian. So let's do something interesting. Yeah, let's put Revi. Let's give, or even, if I add domain, this fight is just going to be one-sided. Because remember, there's no domain on Seer. Because when you have Seer and Cassambel paired, and there's a double domain happening, and this is why Cassambel is so deadly, because double domain plus Regnant Archer is just so strong. So you remember what happened when we had Revi previously? Cassambel won easily. So let's see how much of an impact all that has. So Reviathan for the win. You should be using a Revi instead of your pirates anyway. Right guys, so this is the test. Well, no, I still got one thing to do. Let's check the guild boss damage. Nope. These ones will have much more defense, so we need to test against that one. So the 2 units that I tested today, these 2 units as support units, and sadly their weapons focus on damage increase on most of the parts. The Ice Elemental weapon though, so it's very similar, a little bit more. Yeah, so it's still good. Alright. So it's a good improvement when it comes to utility, but that's Kelly players really use Ice Elemental in their team. I'm not sure, I don't know. I don't know what they actually run with yet. But it performs, it brings more utility than Magic Airship weapon to the Astral team. Astral team is so strong already that this weapon doesn't really provide too much of a utility for the cost. While this is a free weapon everyone can have, and when it comes to the utility for Conflux team, it brings more to the table. Okay, 6-star is good. 6-star is very good actually. Okay, this tenacity and the damage reduction by 25% is really good. Yes, Hadris, that's true. But see, instead of all these damage thingies for Magic Airship, it would be better if it brought up. It would bring any utility. Okay, this is good utility. Okay, don't get me wrong. You need damage, but the thing is, okay, 3 random enemies. So you can. Okay, hold on, guys. I just got disconnected from the test server. Yes, Ivicia. Oh, okay, so there's a problem with a test server. I can't access it at the moment. Let me try to restart the game. Luckily, we concluded the test, so while we wait before I go back in, let's do the quiz. So in 5 seconds, I'm gonna count to 5, guys. In 5 seconds, there'll be a question popping up on the screen. So stop chatting now, get ready, and as I said before, I only need A, B, C, or D answer. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a question popping up. Yeah, so it seems like test server is down currently. I just tried through the server list and stuff. Okay, so maybe they're patching it or something, so that's good. Okay, so maybe we'll have some new things. Okay, so let's see the correct answer. It's B, ice wall, and the correct answer is Jojimbo, sorry. Okay, and Adrian C, you answered with A, which is ice barrier, and no, it's not. And we got Ivicia, who's already won, I believe. Yes, Ivicia won already. We got King Forest Hill, so that's someone new. Hadris, you were a little bit late. Obviously, everyone answered at the same time. But on my screen, this is the correct order. King Forest Hill. Sadly, I can't log into the game, back into the game. So what I'll need from you is your ID, which you can find in your profile in the game and the server you're playing on. I believe I don't have your info, so I'll need that. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get Jojimbo's. Believe I got yours. Yes, Jojimbo, just to confirm, NA32, is that correct? Playing on NA32. Yes, I got your info, don't worry. This is why I'm actually saving that. All I need is King Forest Hills info. Let me just double check, maybe I got him on my list. No, I don't. So King Forest Hill, please supply me with the information. And before I leave, guys, can you tell me what do you think about these two weapons? What are your thoughts about it? Because I did say mine. Okay, I'm not impressed by Magic Airship weapon. I believe there are better ways to spend 1,000 mithril. King Forest Hill. ID is 1107. So yeah, that's 107 servers. So that's correct. 618 2214. Okay, I think I'm missing one digit. Let's see, 1107 61. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got all the correct digits. Yes, so Ivica, I'm trying to put that gold golem weapon as well as assassin weapon. I want to check that, but I also have centaur weapon as well, and there might be a new weapon coming out next week as well. So if nothing changes, let's do as I promised you, gold golem and assassin weapon. So we'll have a tank and we'll have a damage unit. This is what we'll test next week, unless something new and exciting comes out. They should make both weapons boost the super skill as they are support units, and I agree with that, Jojimbo. If you're using a support unit, you want support skill. You don't want damage skill. Okay, so survival of a unit like defense, damage reduction are good. Okay, but yeah, ice ally weapon might be a bit OP with more support. That might be also true depending what you run. Obviously, yeah, all depends on what you're running. I'm not sure what Conflux players play. Okay, guys, I don't play Conflux, and if there's a sport, I will. If there's a spot, that might be a good choice, but as I said, I'm not convinced about that. Sadly, there's no schedule of what they're gonna release, so I don't know what the next weapon will be. Hopefully it's something good, because what I'm hoping for is basically, I've done these faction wars, and some factions really need their weapons. Fortress, it's good with Fortress is very good with White Tiger, but they still need their weapons on the main cards like Hydra, like Wasp and stuff like that. Rampart without Mantis currently is really bad. Okay, it's probably like the worst faction on its own. Minotaur weapon will be good, yeah, but the thing is, not all weapons are released during the corresponding weeks. Like I believe Gold Golem was released on no, it was the Magic Airship released on Fortress Week, something like that. So crazy things might happen. We might get like I don't know, maybe a Regnant Archer weapon on Underground Weekend or something like that. So who knows? Okay, only developers know. No me, no mods, only the dev team. Okay, so I've got everyone's contact info. I'll send it to Jane, which is our community manager. She is doing a great job. So hopefully everything will get sorted. And this is it for tonight's stream, guys. As I mentioned before, the next stream will be at 9:30 p.m. I will obviously wait till Friday. At Friday, I will make up a schedule and I'll decide who I'll be testing. I agree, Adrian. I agree, Adrian. Yeah. It's obvious why did they release ship weapon, as it will not change anything, just money drain. I agree with that. In my team, this weapon has no place, as I don't have problems with anyone on my server, and when I'm playing cross server, I'm not even online, and when I'm not online I can't change my formations around and I just lose to the whales anyway, so yeah. Yeah, and I just got a confirmation that the test server is down for a maintenance, so hopefully it will be back as soon as, and I'll be able to do more tests next week. Okay, guys, thank you for staying with me tonight. Good night, and I'll see you next week a little bit earlier. Hopefully the time will suit you guys, because I really like spending time with you on the stream. Enjoy your week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.